And then we're gonna go and click on the IP address. Since we're it's a lab, right? So we're gonna use a static IP, and like it's gonna be easy for us in that way. I'm gonna give in that IP, and then it's gonna be that's all for this. So once this is done, I can see both of the IP addresses configured for FTD1. We're gonna go and start with the save configurations for that. It will validate the configurations and then basically save it to the device. Once this is done, I think we're gonna go back to the device management. Okay, you can see the FTD1 coming up like with a tick, right? Green tick. That's actually a good sign for this. Let's go ahead and configure that same thing for the FTD2. So I'm gonna go and configure that for FTD2 in the same format. Now for the zone, I think we have already created one. So let's go ahead and configure the same thing in that way. Static IP 5.2.21.1/24. External. Okay. Dot one /24. Okay, now I've selected the internal and all, and that's okay. So this is also done. Now let's go ahead and save the configurations for both of them. Go back to device management. Let's see if the configurations comes up. I think there's some issues with FTD2, I guess, but the devices got added properly. Proxy daemon terminated unexpectedly one time. The synchronization daemon existed one time. The network time daemon. Okay, that's an NTP issue. Might be the NTP server might not be able to reach there. I guess that's the whole point. But if I just go ahead and see there are errors, okay, but this one is actually working fine with the recovered. Now let's go ahead and configure the policies. So let's go ahead and deploy the policy. So for that, just go ahead on to deploy, click on to deploy, select both of the things, and then click deploy. Okay. Then got deployed. Let's go ahead and do a successful deployment is successful there. So once this is deployed, we need to do static routings. So just go ahead into the FTD1 now for this time being. Let's go ahead and go and we'll see why it's like doing that later. Going to routing for FTD1. FTD1, I selected the routing. Any moment. Let's go ahead and configure the static routes. And like in the static routes, you'll be getting IPv4 and IPv6. Let's go ahead and click on like add routes, and then we can actually start with the routing part. So that's where we're gonna start with the things. It will ask us for the interfaces. You can straight away go ahead and check it out, like the interfaces and then the IP addresses. So, uh, you can actually just go directly give the IP address and the gateway, but it's actually recommended that you give, the object. You make an object so that it's actually gonna be unnecessary for that. So, like I'll just go ahead and give the name engineering and then the network. So network was 192.168.4.1/24 for the like /32. Okay, so like I'm giving a specific network, like I'm gonna route a specific network for this, uh, and I'm gonna click save here. I can type engineering and then click add. Second is gonna be my NTP address 150.1.7.231.32, and I'm gonna start as that. I'm gonna make a third object for this. Now it's gonna be DNS. My DNS server is actually the 200 IP, which is gonna be my same as AD and DNS are gonna be like having the same IPs for this. I'm gonna click share. I'm gonna type DNS here. Just a moment. Okay. So now once I've selected all three, now I need to give the gateway. So gateway is gonna be my 5.2 dot. Just a moment. 5.2.24.13. 13, since it's actually connected to my like the next router, which is gonna be .3. Let's go ahead and see what's the IP address there. So like we can actually confirm and then we can actually just route it in accordingly. Password for each of the routers is gonna be Cisco. That is all in small Cisco, just that's all. Okay, so now I can go ahead and check my G3 is actually like 24.13. Yeah, so like if it is 13, that means I'm going on the right track. And now I'm gonna do is 13, and then basically like I'm gonna give a metric 0 and like metric 1, and then basically I'm gonna click an OK. So all the three routes are gonna be there in that way, and same gonna be for FTD2. Let's go ahead and configure it for FTD2. Like the static routes, like it doesn't knows about FTD2 as well, right? So let's go ahead and configure that. FTD2 out interface. Hmm. Okay. Okay, it's gonna be for FTD1 itself. So I'm gonna go configure one object, which is gonna be FTD2 out, and I'm gonna give on the FTD1, the FTD2 out. I'm gonna give us like this exact IP address. Save the object, FTD2, add, and then I'm gonna give the gateway. So for this gateway, I think my IP address for that is 5.2.23.2. So let's go and verify that. Mm, that is 23.2. That is going to be my gateway for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and configure that in accordingly. Okay, I didn't give any address for that. So it's going to be my outside interface. That's where my configurations are going to be. And now, first thing I'm going to do is a save. Second thing I'm going to do is a deploy. So I'm going to select FTD1 and I'm going to deploy. Okay, configuration generation. Success. It's a success. Okay. Let's go back to device management. Now FTD2 was recovered. Okay. Now let's add the routes for that. For FTD2, let's go ahead and add the routes accordingly. So I'm gonna set the FTD1 first, FTD1 out. Oh, okay, just a moment. I think I did one thing wrong, which was I need to select the outside interface for this and then basically add the uh, objects 1.out, 5.2.23.1, save. Okay, first thing is first. And I'm gonna give my like IP gateway for that 5.2.22.2. I click OK. I'm gonna press save for this. Okay, it's not receiving any interfaces and it is not receiving any IP address. Sorry, not receiving any. Let me check why it is actually saying some health issues. Receiving any packets. Okay, that's okay. So now we're gonna go and configure the site-to-site VPNs. So for that, let's go ahead and go into devices and then basically go ahead into the VPN. Let's go and check a device like this. Of course, it's gonna give an error as of now, so that's not gonna be an issue. Let's go ahead and configure VPN. Add VPN, firepower, threat defense devices. Then gonna give FTD2, FTD1. It's gonna be point to point. We're gonna select IKE2 and then we're gonna go and select the node 1 for parameters for this. So once we go into the parameters, we're gonna set the FTD2 at the name, then basically gonna give the outside interface for this. And since we already have the IP address for the outside interfaces, we're gonna give the protected networks for that. Okay, so like let's go ahead and create a protected networks, and which is gonna be the branch PC. which is the beyond the the uh FTD2. So what I'm talking about is this PC. Okay, so let's go ahead and configure in that way. So that's my management PC. Okay, here it is. For the branch PC, my network is going to be 5.2.21.0/24. Going to save, click add. Okay, and then I'm gonna go and do is like, okay. So then I'm gonna click an OK here. So I've added the branch PC there. Sorry. Now I need a node B. So I'm gonna go click on the node B for this. And then I'm gonna go and start with FTD1 as a name. I'm gonna select the outside interface again for this. And since like the rest of the settings are gonna be the same thing, I'm gonna go and configure my DNS, my engineering, and my NTP. Sorry, let's add NTP first, and these two. So all three are added there. Once this is done, let's go ahead and click OK. All the three things are added and all the things are done there. So I'm gonna go into advanced now and check the parameters. Like what are the parameters? For the threshold, I set it 10 seconds. And for the retry interval, it's actually 2 for a IC interfaces. Okay, so that's actually good enough. The rest of the configuration is okay. Let's go and save that. Okay, now it's saved. Now let's go ahead and deploy that. Select both the firewalls, and then click deploy. Okay, the configuration has been generated there. But like a firewall will actually do nothing until the policies are going to configure. Okay, so let's go ahead and configure the policies. The access control policies for them. Dismiss. Okay, so let's go ahead and configure the policies for FTD2. I'm gonna add the rule for mandatory rule because the default is gonna be like that way. And I'm gonna select my external to the destination and my internal to the source. Okay, I'm gonna say access all for this, and it's gonna be into mandatory as well as the allow. So once this is done, I'm gonna go into network. And for this, like I'm gonna allow a few things. Okay, so like the first one is gonna be for my source, I'm gonna put the branch network, and for my destination, I'm gonna put DNS, engineering, as well as the NTP out. Okay, so let's put the NTP out. And once this is done, let's go ahead into the ports. Since it's a straight full firewall, so like we need some ports to be configured in that way. So both the DNS are going to be into the destination ports. Your HTTPS are going to be into destination ports, and your NTP Done. Once this is done, once this is done, we're gonna go into the inspections and we're gonna set up an intrusion policy. Okay, so we're gonna select a balanced security and connectivity between that, and it's gonna be having a default value, default sets. Okay, so like we that is gonna be like in that way. We're gonna go into login and like since we don't have a syslog server or something, we not gonna put anything in this way. But in exams, if they say that you're gonna do something about it, so like you're gonna start with the beginning of the connections. Okay, so like once you do that, the events will be good like according to that way. You we don't have any syslog servers here, so we're not gonna configure any syslogs there. We're gonna like put an add there now since the configuration is done with this part. The policy for FTD2 is added. Okay, so let's go ahead and save that. Okay, this is saved. Now let's go back. Mm, Out of date one trigger because I've not deployed anything there. Once I go and select this, then basically like I have to configure the same things for FTD1. And now for this is like my source is going to be my external and my internal is going to be on the destination part. It's going to be a reverse rule for that, like towards from FTD1 to FTD2. And now gonna give the access all again, all access. Okay. In the networks, I'm gonna select branch PC as my source this time. Um, okay. I just had to do one more thing there. Inspection balanced. Login at the beginning of the connection. Click save. Save here as well. So once I've saved everything, I think I need to just deploy the configurations on the firewalls. So now let's verify that. I think I need to go into the branch PC now. Okay, I think I need to give the IP address for that. So Is the IP address already configured for it? 2.1, but I'm missing the gateway routes. Okay, so it's like I need to check out the gateway routes. So for my gateway, 21.1. See, the network came up. Okay, so like once the network is up, press yes. Now let's see, like I have to, like in case my engineering is like not reachable or somewhere in that way, I think I need to like add the routes on the AD. Okay, so like that's a different case. Let's check if like I'm able to like at least ping the route. So let's go ahead. There's my oh, my AD server is down. I think I need to rearm that. Basically, my evaluation for that is going to be down. We can still check with the IP address if like I need it. Let's check with IP address if I'm able to reach that 192.168.4.1. 4.1 is still not reachable. That means I'm somewhere stuck with it. Reset minus D. 150.1, sorry, 192, 4.1. Okay, I think it doesn't has the route, I guess. So let me just add a route here. 150.1.7.231 mask 255.255.255.255. And then I'm gonna add 5.2.21.1 minus B. Okay.
I think as an admin user, we have to do, right? Because this is
It
route
is,
addition would require.
yeah, it is actually kind of like, I know that it's gonna be that way, but it's, as of now, it's actually like the user is not the concern. It's actually like I need to be able to reach the, like, the IP address. So that is like that way. So let's me check if like I'm able to reach my firewall first. Yes, I'm able to reach my firewall. That's a good sign. Okay, let's go ahead. My firewall is reachable. Then basically, like I need to reach to, is my switch able to reach that? Just a moment. Because my switch is also having an IP address. Okay, so I'm just remembering that. Okay, that's 7.1. Okay, that is like my gateway for my management. So if that is the case, so my management should be able to connect on one port. And I have not connected that cloud to that one port. But still, if I'm able to ping that, I got the problem. Just a moment. Let me save this configurations on my route on my switch. This is 236. Okay, so like that is like able to, if this is able to ping 150.1.6. That's the other way around. Okay, so like 1 gig 0 by 0. That's a topology fault. Okay, like I take the topology from like I was trying to do the exact same thing for all of it. So I need to take one cloud here. Let me shut down this. Put in Z3. Okay, so coming up. Okay. Sorry. 0 by 3 should be into VLAN 150.